What's up, y'all? It's Chief Silent Black Hawk, back at with another lesson. Before I start this lesson, I would like to send peace, love, and light, and positive energy on to the women. Um, I would like to send peace, positive energy, love, and light on to the to the guys out here, to the fellas out here. Uh, I would like to send peace to the beings that are not made the way I'm made, but can reflect something that's within me. I would like to send peace to the Queen of Heaven and Earth, my mother. Uh, I would also like to send peace to all the Orishas. Peace, love, and light to them. And peace, love, and light to my mother, like I said, once again. I would like to send peace to the souls that are unaware of who they are, that don't know what they need to be doing. I would like to send peace to the planet and peace to the cosmos. Alright, so basically, tonight I'm gonna be talking a little bit to the youngins. Uh, so basically, uh, I received a message earlier today, uh, talking about the youngins, wanting me to speak a little bit about the youngins. Now myself, I'm young. I'm young myself, right? But I have an old soul. You know, my mind is a little bit different. It's developed different. All right, so I can understand the youngins more because I'm young, like them. All right, you know, the youngins, us youngins, you know, they say, you know, we the future. We the ones that's gonna carry on into the future. You know, we the ones that's gonna carry on. You know, where we at in the life we in right now, it's important for us youngins to start, you know, remembering who we is and start to develop ourselves. Because we gonna have to be the ones that's gonna have to carry the torch. Right? All the elders on the land that's doing they self work and doing what they doing, right? They not gonna be doing this shit forever. It's gonna be passed down to us eventually. Right? And then when they pass down the leader role um, in the position of chief, we have to be in alignment with ourselves to be able to carry on that torch, carry on that type of purpose. Right, so this is why it's important for the youngins to develop themselves, and it's a lot of youngins that's out here developing themselves, right? Which is important, right? Because you got the youngins on the TikTok that's doing their little videos. It's this one brother. He got some locks in his hair. I forgot his name, right? This is one young brother. I forgot his name though, but you know he doing his shit. You know, giving out information, and he young. You know how it's supposed to be. You know, so you got some youngins out here developing and doing what they supposed to do. This is what's important, right? Because for the youngins, we feel like we don't have a voice. We feel like ain't nobody gonna take us serious because we young, right? I ain't about to listen to a young motherfucker. He ain't even been here that long. His nuts just dropped. That nigga ain't got no information like that. He ain't even no fully developed man yet. That nigga ain't got no information, right? That's what we be feeling, right? But you got some elders that's watching you and keeping tabs on you to see how you are developing, right? So when the elders keep a tab on you and see how you developing, one of those elders could be the one that could pass you the torch. Whoever keeping tabs on you, if they feel like you are responsible and mature for a position to be able to lead, they could give you that. They could give you that position. If they feel like you immature and you not really in your right self to handle that position, then you ain't gonna get it, right? So the elder chiefs is looking at us youngins and seeing how we developing and seeing how we carrying ourselves, right? Because there's always gonna be one youngin out the bunch that's gonna be different from the others, right? So you're gonna have one that's gonna get it, and then you're gonna have the others that's gonna be, you know, developing into getting it, right? But you always gonna have one that's gonna get it, right? Um, and it's just how it goes. But this is all a part of the development process. This is how it's supposed to be. It's gonna have to be one out the group that's gonna have to get it, and then when that one out the group that's gonna get it, right? It's gonna be another one out the group that's gonna get it. Then it's gonna develop, you know, down the line. So this is how it's supposed to be, you know. But it's important what we doing right now, you know, because we got a lot of energy because we young. A younger vessel got a lot of energy. So you got a lot of energy, that means you got a lot of information, whether if you know it or not. You got a lot of information in you. You just got to do your self work correctly in order to get that information back and then present it to the public. Right? But you got some information though. And also according to your zodiac sign, all that shit plays a part in your information that you have. Right? This is also a important time for the youngins, us youngins, to also expand our horizon. Right? Just because you spiritual don't mean you have to always do spiritual shit. Right? You can, you know, do other shit that you may like doing, right? Some of you may want to be a YouTuber. You may want to, shit, I've been thinking about doing some other shit, streaming, all type of different shit. You know, it's a room for, you know, expansion. You know, you can, you know, do other shit. Like I said, do your YouTube or shit. You could do your music shit. Yeah, not everybody is meant to be a rapper, but if you got something to talk about, nigga, then you a rapper. You feel me? If you got something to talk about, you a rapper. If you ain't got nothing to talk about, you ain't no damn rapper. You just a motherfucker on the song talking. But if you have something to talk about, you're a rapper. You're an artist. Because you know rapping is a form of art. Right? So um this is important for us. Right? Because if something go bad or something kick off on the land, us young ones on the land, we gonna have to step in too. We gonna be the main ones that's gonna have to step in. They gonna be, you know, the elders gonna be looking at us to step in because we the young ones. We the ones that's, you know, here for this shit. You know, they gonna be looking at us. Right? They gonna want to see what we gonna do, how we gonna react to shit. We gonna see if all the shit that we talking about is gonna match with our actions, and we gonna have to be able to produce if that will ever come. Cause it's gonna have because it's gonna be a time where we gonna have to produce all the shit that we talk about and teach about on this YouTube platform. A lot of shit that we talk about, we gonna have to produce it on a reality level, right? So you gonna have basically like the chiefs gonna all have to start teaching the children all again, right? So when we take our shit back completely, all the chiefs is gonna have to do that. So we gonna have to teach the sons, we gonna have to teach the daughters, we gonna have to teach the young princesses that's here, we gonna have to teach the young princes, we gonna have to teach the kings, we gonna have to teach all of our people our shit all over again, right? And we gonna have to teach them so they can develop into knowing who they is, right? But we gonna have to be very patient and be very delicate with them, right? So they can be able to get it more clear rather than another way where they wouldn't be able to get it, right? Now for me, I'm young, but I know a lot of shit, right? So the way, cause I realize shit, the way I'm setting myself up to be an elder in the future because of the shit I already know, right? So I'm on quest to become an elder down the line, right? So what I'm doing right now is setting me up uh, for my future when it comes to who I am and my ties to the land. Right? See, a lot of people may not even know that. Whatever you doing now could set you up in the future. Whatever you doing, if you're doing your spiritual work correctly, and you teaching the people the way you're supposed to be teaching them, that's setting you up, right? Because, like I said, most of us is developing chiefs, but we also are going to be developed into elders down the line based off the work we're doing in the present day as chiefs. Right, so it's gonna be a time down the line where I'm gonna be an old ass man. Right, and the youngins gonna you know, see me and be like, oh, that's old school. That's woo, he used to teach years ago. That's old school. That's that one woo, that's that one nigga, you know. That's how it's gonna be, you know. Because the elders that's here now, they just waiting on us. Like I stated, that's all they doing. They just waiting on us and looking and seeing like, all right, how these young brothers is developing. Let's see how they developing. You get the call and you know who you is and you remember who you is. You got to do your self work. You got to start tapping in and doing your shit. Yeah, it may be hard because you may be in a situation where you dealing with certain toxic people and you know it may be hard for you to sin, but hey, you got to do what you got to do. You got to continue to push on and do what you got to do because it's important. Because us youngins that have the blood right over here, what we doing right? Even if people noticing it or not, we changing the whole um, stereotype of young niggas, right? So they think all young niggas is stupid motherfuckers that don't give a fuck, that don't know nothing. They just walk around doing whatever because they young. But if you see a young nigga with some information, you know, that's way past of what being a young nigga is, or what you idea or what you think of as a young nigga. You be like, all right, this nigga different. This nigga ain't like other young niggas. Nigga, how old was that nigga? Nigga, you mean to tell me he only 19, 18, 17, 16, 20? Man, that young nigga got some information, man. How that young nigga know that? You know, that's changing the stereotype, right? So, you know, by us youngest doing what we doing and putting this information out, we changing shit. And that's what you need, right? uh what's important on that would be the young ladies to start doing that as well, you know, changing themselves and developing themselves as young ladies, you know, on the land, or young princesses on the land, right? But it's big when you got the young men, you know, that's developing themselves on that level. That's big. Cause that mean they starting to realize and wake up to who they is, and they acknowledging who they is. They ain't ignoring who they is. They acknowledging it, right? Because I had what they would call a spiritual awakening. And I was 16, right? So I was basically a kid. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. Keep 100 with you. I didn't know. I didn't know what the fuck was going on, but I was doing it because something just felt right. Right? I felt like I was being guided energetically to do what I was doing, so I just kept doing it. But I didn't know what the fuck it was because I was young, right? But I realized down the line it was all a test for me, right? And that test came with a storyline, right? So you wake up at the age of 16, develop your mind into being somebody that can produce information, right? By the age of 19 or 20, right? That's not no regular shit you see every day. A young 16-year-old that develops itself into being somebody that can produce information. That's not everyday shit. So I had to go through the stages in order to develop myself to where I am now. I had to go through that. But it all played a storyline because it came with a lot of ups and downs. It came with a lot of, you know, regrets. It came with a lot of hatred, suffering, you know, a lot of things it came with, but it had to happen. I grew, you know, and I'm still growing. I'm still developing into somebody greater than what I thought I was, you know. And this is the importance of being young, right? When we talk about, you know, when you young, you could do wild shit, you could do all that. Yeah, you could say that, but being young is an opportunity for you to be able to develop early, so you won't have to worry about not knowing shit later, right? Because you got a lot of motherfuckers today that's 35, 40, 50, 60, and they don't know shit. And the reason why they don't know shit is because they didn't do nothing when they was young. They had their chances of developing themselves into somebody greater, but they just never took advantage of it. They didn't want to do it because they was too caught up in this, you know, bullshit, the third dimensional bullshit. So they just never, you know, did nothing, right? And then them be the motherfuckers that be, you know, mad at the world and mad at motherfuckers because they didn't do what they were supposed to do. You should have did your spiritual self work. You should have did what you knew you should have been doing. Ain't nobody fault but yours. If an 18-year-old know more than you and you 50, hey nigga, that's on you. That's your fault. You go ahead, be mad, be embarrassed. Nigga, that's your fault. Ain't nobody about to feel bad for you. Nobody. You know, so yeah, that's what it is. Now, it will morally be important for us youngins to come together, right? That would be important as well because if we all come together as the youngins and we be around each other, we can develop even more, right? Because we being young, we all know each other minds and we know how each other think. So that could be a point of growing, uh, and it could be a process to where we could all learn from one another, right? So that's why I be talking to you about, certain things that I was trying to bring into existence by, bringing all the youngins together so we can be able to produce and learn from one another. All right. So this is why I wanted to create my own type of. I ain't gonna necessarily say an organization, but I wanted to create a healing group, for my community, you know, uh, called the Black Hawks, right? Uh, the H will resemble honesty. The A will be aging. The W will be wise. The K will be knowledgeable. And the S will be soldier. So you are honest, aging, wise, knowledgeable soldier. Right? That's what the Black Hawk means. Right? So the reason why I put the soldier in there is because if you stand on honesty and you aging and you being wise and you being knowledgeable, that makes you a soldier. You on the front line. That means you standing on your square, you standing on your truth. You bump straight. Right? Because a soldier ain't gonna never back down from anything. A soldier gonna do what a soldier gonna do. A soldier gonna step. Right? So if you standing on honesty and you aging with honesty and being wise with self and being knowledgeable, you a soldier. That's what you is. Cause black would be jurisdiction, right? So the black is basically reclaiming your rights to your land. You know, you know. But that's what it is, though. That shit'll be real though. You got all young niggas together and they all developing together and learning and shit. Nigga, that shit be real. Especially in this present day. I mean, we already have had that, but in this present day, that'd be big because we'll show motherfuckers a whole new version, like I said, of young niggas. Even though we doing it already, but that will really put everything on notice. You know, because for us as chiefs, we have the right to speak, right? So this is what I talked about with the 6 point star. This is what the 6 point star is representing. The 6 point star is the water element, right? So the 6 point star, the top hexagram represents air, the bottom hexagram represents water. Air is coming from the father line, which will be the throat chakra. The reason why your throat chakra is the color blue is because it's coming from the father line, right? So the father line is representing the left hand, but you balancing off the right, which would be the mother line, right? So it's all right to speak, right? But in order for us to have the right to speak, we have to know ourselves. We have to do the spiritual work into getting to the point to where we can speak, right? So this is why we have to know ourselves. You know, have to do your shadow work. You have to let go of the person that you once knew, or the person that you thought you was, and get in tune to who you really are. Because who you really are is what you came to be. What you thought you was just an idea, but it's not the real you. It's morally the person that you thought you was is an illusion. You know, morally for the youngins, one of the biggest things that we have to do is we have to be respectful towards one another. We live in a world where people do not value respect. People don't respect one another, and this is why the young generation has trouble in modern day society because these youngins is not having respect. You can't just go talking to motherfuckers any type of way. A lot of motherfuckers ain't gonna play that shit. Motherfucker do something to you, right? You motherfuckers out here that be playing with people, playing pranks and jokes on people, just think motherfuckers just gonna laugh it off and be like, all right. Nah, motherfuckers ain't gonna play around like that, right? You have to be able to respect one another, right? Because when you respect one another, you can bring each other together. But if you disrespect one another, motherfuckers ain't gonna come together. That's why I always teach about respect. Respecting the motherfucker don't mean you scared of them. Nah, don't never be scared of no motherfucker. Always be a G about your shit, but I'm saying you don't have to disrespect the motherfucker. Respect the motherfucker always. If they go against your respect and they start, doing bullshit or try to put their hands on you, then you gotta handle your business. But if it just stay from a vocal level and they being disrespectful to you, but you being respectful to them, hey, you just walk away. Is it? That's words. But putting hands is, on the motherfucker is different. You know, cause it ain't too many real men out here anyway. It's a lot of bitch ass niggas out here. A lot of them that don't stand for shit and don't care about nothing, but getting money and fucking with bitches. I ain't gonna say women. I'm gonna say bitches. Meaning that they don't have respect for themselves and all they do is sit around talking about how niggas ain't shit, fuck these niggas, but the main time they looking to fuck a nigga and they sucking dick out here. That's a bitch. So um, it's important for us youngins to develop, you know, and do our shit. It's important. Very important. Because the elders, what they do is when we make a statement and our statement may not be correct or it may not be as efficient as it should be, they are the ones that correct it. Right? So you put a statement out and it ain't the way it should be, they have to come in, they have to correct it. So they got our backs and they watching over us anyway, right? And that's how it should be. So no matter if you wrong or if you right, they still there to be able to correct you when you wrong. You know. And like I said, come down the line, they gonna be the ones that's gonna be, teaching us, you know, and getting us on the right track. It's gonna be real men that's gonna be a part of that. You know. The ones that think you can't tell them nothing, they gonna get your ass together. You know. So that's what it is though. But Mama said I said enough. I'm gonna go ahead and get off here. I'd like to send peace and love to the women out here, all women out here. Uh, keep doing your shit, you know. Keep you know, healing yourself, healing what's been stopping you from growing, doing your shit. Uh, peace to the young fellas out there, the youngins out there. Peace to y'all. Uh, Peace to the Queen of Heaven and Earth once again. My mother, peace to the Orishas, peace to the planet, peace to the cosmos, peace to the Black Horse from one heart to another. We all got each other. Great minds think alike. Two minds is greater than one mind, but one great mind is greater than no mind at all. One mind tells all, but two minds speak a little. That being said, this is Chief Silent Blackheart. Light, some peace, love, and light out to you, and I'm out.